Hey everyone, up next is a clip from my show Radio in Motion, airing every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. on Sunbury Radio, 99.3 FM. Check us out there or on any good streaming app. On this episode, I interview Stu Rudd from the Superjesus, talking a bit about the past, the present, and the future, and their current tour, the Money Tour. All that and more coming up next on I'm Not Famous. I don't know why I turned Irish there. And before that, Green Day with When I Come Around. But more exciting, I have got Stu Rudd from the Superjesus on the line right now to talk about their new tour, the Money Tour. You there, Stu?
Yeah, man. How are you, Sonny?
Thanks for joining. I'm all right. I'm happy that you're on now. You've shaped the whole show. It's fantastic.
Thanks for having me, mate.
That's all right. So you're just in rehearsal, so I've already interrupted you. I'm off to a bad start. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's not a bad thing, mate.
That's all right. So you're back on tour. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, obviously with all the challenges, I guess we've all sort of faced, not just us, but everyone's faced with the COVID and, you know, all that sort of thing. It's nice to be able to sort of play music again and get back out into the venues. And we've had most of the year off, actually, writing and recording new music. So it'll be great to sort of be back and, you know, feels good to be able to sort of get it back out there and fire up the amps again.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Look, I'm a huge sort of 90s rock and grunge fan, and 90s and noughties. I mean, I suppose that's when I was a teenager, so that's when, you know, usually your teenage angst forms a lot of your music passions. You know, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden, the whole lineup. So I'm always curious about asking this. I suppose, you know, how do you think your sound has changed from the 90s to now, or has it always just been your own unique sound? Maybe it didn't.
I mean, we kind of try and sort of stretch boundaries a bit, and we've sort of done that on most of our albums, whether it be strings or keyboards or, you know, somewhat of a dance beat. We've always tried to push boundaries, but I think, honestly, the DNA is always there, you know, with us, and no matter where we sort of go with it, it's going to sound like us. So we tend to sort of, you know, the only thing that may change for us at the minute is you know, exploring perhaps new drum beats or new instruments and things like that. But in saying that, you know, we've always kept pretty guitar driven, and we always will be, I think.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the sound, and of course, you know, I'm a music lover in all ways. I love music. You know, artistry comes from so many different ways, but I do have to admit. Look, I'm not saying when an artist steps in the studio and they do sort of the everything's pre-mixed. Like, a lot of it is about, you know, you hear it's very pop star, and someone seems like they've just gone to a computer and they've mixed their track for them. So my thing is always, do you feel like, and I hope the answer is no, do you feel like the rock band is dying? The pure get on stage with an instrument in front of a live audience, I hope that never ends. Do you think that's dying, or is that just changing? I don't subscribe to the fact that or feel that it's dying at all. In fact, I think that it's quite healthy. There's a lot of people picking up guitars. And, you know, for whatever reason, it may be, you know, something on TV or a soundtrack on TV that they've heard, but I definitely see a groundswell around from where I am, so it's great. So there's another generation. That's good. That's what I like to hear, because I certainly don't want that to die.
And I'll also add, Sonny, where I'm rehearsing today, it's sold out, like it's booked out. You know, there's young bands in here. It's great. So it's really good.
That's awesome. I always do like to ask this, and excuse all my questions, but I'm always curious about when a band first starts. You know, is it that garage band? I was just curious, when you first got together and you've been playing for a while and you thought, we have a sound, not just like we're not really going anywhere. Was there a moment where you thought, we've got a sound, we're going somewhere?
Yeah, totally right. And we rehearsed for 18 months straight, and that was 7 days a week. And it was during that sort of time that you sort of you forge your sound. You know, you discover sort of where you're at and who you are and how you feel about where you want to go. And it was during that time, actually, in rehearsal rooms that, you know, I say we all felt it. We all knew, regardless of anyone liked what we were doing, we did. And that was so important because that kept us going every day. So yeah, it was at that point in our rehearsal room, and then when we sort of opened the doors and played our first show was sold out because people had the groundswell about the band, which we were unaware of. We'd just been working so much, trying to do our thing. So yeah, I'd say it was then. I'd say it was in our rehearsal studio. Probably 18 months will do that to you. It'll either break you or, set sail in the right direction.
No, definitely did. And it takes practice. You never stop practicing.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
I just played before your new song, Money, We're Only In It For Love. And I'm obviously one of those people. I listen to the lyrics. I'm always interested in what they mean to the band. And I'm getting the vibe that with this song, it is about trying to focus on the things that matter. Could you tell me a bit about where this song was inspired from?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, we've spent, since 2019, we kind of went overseas. We played some shows in Brazil, actually. We got asked to play some shows over there. And then we came back, and it was with the COVID, and there was we did some fire relief shows in Victoria, flood relief up in New South Wales. And by the time it sort of finished and then we were all in lockdown, we sort of just went, we didn't stop. And we sort of said to each other after all this time that isn't it ironic that we didn't slow down? But I say we, as in McLeod, myself, and the band, we kind of didn't slow down, even though we weren't playing shows. And McLeod said, we're in it for love, baby, We're in it for love. We're lifers in this game. And I said, yeah, wow, that's really poignant. We are. It's not about the money. We were just sending songs to each other backwards and forwards. And, yeah, and we eventually got to the point where we were to record, So that's what it's written about. It's actually written about that whole time of, and everyone just sort of taking a step back and sort of realising that there's things that aren't money,
Yeah.
Because everything seems to be so driven these days.
It is. We need that.
Yeah,
we need that in the world, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And it gets back to like you're saying, it's about music. Those bands you mentioned, they were never starting because of money. It was never that sort of thing. It is because of love of music or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, look, call me naive, but I believe that too, especially, and any time. But yeah, in the 90s, I always felt like a lot of the bands were almost like, oh, we're famous. I hate that. It was like, it was just about the music, so,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, I agree, 100%.
So for you, is it, and everyone in the band, obviously you all collaborate, is it the music comes first or the lyrics, or is that a ridiculous question?
Money was music first.
Okay.
Yeah, it was... I'd just been sort of writing stuff at home and, sort of sent it up to McLeod. When I say up to McLeod, she's up in Brisbane.
Oh, yeah.
I'm down in Adelaide. So it was all sort of computery sort of demos I've been recording and what have you. And so for most part, it's money was something McLeod sort of came up with. But usually when I'm doing demos or something, I need a title to save.
Ah.
So I'll call it something, Lights Out or whatever it is, and I'll send it, and they'll go, oh, that's not a bad idea. I'll try and write something along that line. So it's kind of how it's been going at the minute.
That's all right.
The music first, and then the vocals. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, that's always some sort of driving force. So look, I don't want to keep you forever because I could probably keep you here forever. So.
That's cool, Sonny.
You're in Adelaide, so just real quick, what was it like inducted recently into the Adelaide South Australia Hall of Fame?
Oh, it was great. It was really good because it was something you don't obviously, as per conversation earlier, you just don't sort of set out to get those sorts of things. But when they do come along, and it was, you think back on your 18-month rehearsals and, we've been at this game for a little while, so it's actually a nice touch. And I think it was probably more of a nice touch for our family who see us going through whatever we have to go through to get it all on the road, you know.
Yeah.
And all the support. So it was nice for them. It was nice for my mum to see it and go, oh, yeah, no, he wasn't such a whatever, you know.
Look, I think that's what all award shows are for, really, is so that mom sees it. I think that's pretty much
that's it,
Hollywood and music in a nutshell. As long as mom's there to see it, you've done well. You've
as long
done
as
well.
she's happy, yeah.
You've done well. All right, well, look, thank you again for joining me. You got a tour coming up, 27th and 28th at the Lansdowne in Sydney, but I have to mention the Corner Hotel in Richmond because we're in Victoria, March 3rd.
Absolutely.
Any special venue that has like a special memory there, or are these new venues for you?
No, we've played a few venues around the place now. The Corner's always a great one.
Yeah.
Really good Corner. We always enjoy that gig. And Melbourne's just a good crowd, you know. They're just a good bunch of people who come out and see live music, you know. So such good support there. So, yeah, I'd say the Corner's a good one. But, no, I don't have any particular venues that I dig and, you know, as my first or second venue. Yeah, it's all good.
No, that's right. Yeah, look, Melburnians have a long love of music, and I think they make a good crowd. They make a good, positive crowd. Yeah, I don't think everyone said they've been harassed or booed in Melbourne. I think they're always ready to have a good time, from what I can see.
It's great.
All right. Well, I thank you, Stu. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck with everything on your tour, and I hope to hear more great music, and however they start, music or lyrics, I hope to hear more from you all right?
Oh, fantastic. Lovely, mate. Thank you.
Thanks for talking. Talk to you later.
All right, Sonny. See you, mate.
Thanks. Bye. All right. Stu Rudd from the Superjesus. I'm glad he finally ended up joining us. And, yeah, that's great to hear that, you know, the music is still something that is inspiring bands.